What's up, everyone? Matty Ice here. I'm here to bring you another video, and today what I want to talk about is what is Echoes of Angmar. I know you've seen a lot of my videos lately. It's been all about Echoes of Angmar and a little bit of lotro, because I know I did my 5 reasons why to play lotro in 2022. I know most of you guys who've subbed recently probably already know what Echoes of Angmar is what I'm assuming, because then that's why you'd be subbing to me. But those of you who are coming to my videos or find my videos or end up finding this video, I guess I get a lot of questions I get even from friends is like, what is Echoes of Angmar? Like, is it in another expansion? Is it something that, like, what is it to Lord of the Rings Online? So that's what I'm going to dive into today. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started without further ado. So, what is Echoes of Angmar? So start off, before getting into it, I'm just going to read off what the Echoes of Angmar's website has stated. So Echoes of Angmar offers a true vanilla experience with all content up to and including Volume 1, Book 11, faithfully recreated from the game Lord of the Rings Online. This means original zones, quest chains, complete pre-split instances, and yes, even the old trait system. You use the original client to connect to our server, no cash shop, and they're not taking any money. No quest helper, original difficulty, so combat and everything. We hope you still remember how to get around the Old Forest without a map, because there's no map of the Old Forest. All right, currently they are in a beta, and it's an open beta before they do like an actual full release, so the servers are kind of hit or miss. But this beta is persistent, so meaning all the characters that you make will stay with the game. All right, so it's still testing though, like they say. So there's there's issues, there's bugs, but they have a pretty good system set in place on how to report a bug if you have an issue. And also the servers, at first, when it first released last weekend, it was pretty rough, but they've gotten a lot better, I will say that. And they're really good at restarting the servers and having them come right back up. So it hasn't been bad to the point where like I'm just like, you know what, it's not worth playing, I'm not even gonna bother with it. All right, now if you kind of go down here as well, you'll see like how they have the beta schedule. So right now we're in phase 1, Fog on the Barrow Downs, where the level cap is level 24 and the Great Barrows is open, which is in the Barrow Downs. All right, so they're gonna split up the level caps with each phase and eventually ending with the phase 4 where level cap will be 50. All right, so but phase 2, so and which I think phase 1 they said they're going to be maybe from rumors is going till about end of January. After that, then phase 2 will come along, and that'll be Fortress of the Bloodmane, where then level cap will go up to 34, and then GA, Garth Argoen, will open up. Then phase 3, it'll be Spires of the Fallen City, which then we'll be able to go to Fornos, and then the level cap will go to level 41. And then finally, phase 4 is when we'll be able to get to the actual level cap of Lord of the Rings Online when it was originally released. Level 50 in Angmar Landscape and Epic books. So you'll be able to go to Angmar and then continue the Epic books. But any of the instances of Angmar won't be open in phase 4. Now phase 5 is when then Urigarth will open. And then eventually phase 6 is when then Karn Dune will open. Now all this could be subject to change. I mean, the people who are developing this are just fans from Lotro, and it's kind of really their say. So now what I guess two I didn't exactly cover is, what is Echoes of Angmar, compared to Lotro? Well, Lotro today is, far beyond what it was when it first released, and it's in a good place, at least in my personal opinion. I love Lotro. I love where it is still today, but I still love where it started and where I remember where I started my journey with Lotro, and that's where this is going back to. It goes back to when Lord of the Rings Online used to be Lord of the Rings Online Shadows of Angmar, and that's kind of hence where they got Echoes of Angmar. All right, it's going back to when level cap was 50. You have that old trait system. You have the old crafting system where you actually need to find tin and find copper in order to make a bronze ingot. You can't just go buy tin from the supplier. You actually need other material like leather bindings, and you need leather to make your leather bindings as a tailor as an armor, but you need then someone else, an explorer or a forester, to boil or process those leathers for you to use them. Or you can have alts. Obviously people have alts and stuff, but it just makes it to where it's actually a little more challenging. It takes a little bit more work to put into, which I personally like. I know that's what a lot of MMOs have started moving away from, and it's kind of disappointing. Now, the other thing too is like the items that you need for crit to help with your crit chances. They drop from specific mobs, so you have to go find stuff from specific mobs in order to get that. So, to me that's exciting. And then we're going back to the old combat system, where the old combat system, it's much slower, it's actually challenging, and the group content actually feels like a lot of the group content requires group content, and when you're fighting an elite, it feels like you're fighting in elite. Like, it's actually challenging. Like, you can't just go up and fight an elite by yourself, and it actually takes a group. Like, it's not like you're just going up and mollywopping it. So that's what it's going back to, is the original roots of what lotro, what Lord of the Rings Online used to be. And now the plan is, as far as I know, is just keeping it that way. They're not going any further with it. I know people have asked about, like, is PvP going to come in? None of that's really been touched on, or if, what the plan is with all of that. But that's basically, in a nutshell, what Echoes of Angmar is. It's a true classic vanilla server of what lotro what it was when it first came out as Shadows of Angmar. What I originally played back when I was 14 years old or whatever, 15 years old, 15 years ago, when I first started playing lotro, and I had to ask my mom for her credit card in order to get a sub, in order to just play the game. I have so many great memories from that, and it's been so fun just reliving all the nostalgia, like just playing my captain and the old trait system. Even though, like, I like the new trait system, it's unique, but I also liked the old trait system too, because it was original, it was different. It was its own thing. All right, and then going back to the old combat system, where like you actually had to think and be smart about pulling groups or mobs, or how you're handling situations. It wasn't just, I'll just go in there and just smash my head on my keyboard and just kill everything. And so it's enjoyable to go back to that and just relive kind of memories, and also memories with like friends, like people from my kin. We're all doing it together, and we're just, we're excited. Like, I haven't felt this excited of getting to an instance, like getting to level 24 and going into GB and just doing it. Like, doing it with a group of kins or friends, or just even random people out there, and just running it. And which there's a lot of people playing this. I think in the Discord alone, there's upwards of 3,000 people. So I would say there's at least close to 1,000 active people, like whether it's during night or day or whatnot. There's a lot of people. When I'm running around in the world, I'm seeing tons of people in Staddle, in Archit, in Bree, out in the Barrel Downs, out in the Bree fields. There's people everywhere. So all I gotta say is, like, it's been a lot of fun playing. In a nutshell though, that is what Echoes of Angmar is. And then what I'm gonna kind of step into now is talking about the copyright issues. So yes, there is copyright issues, and I very much could I hope like SSG doesn't somehow finds my account and bans me or anything because I'm doing content on Echoes of Angmar. I hope that doesn't happen, because I still pay my sub. I still support SSG. I still support lotro. I don't want it to die. I want it to live. And I bought the Rivendell supporter pack. I buy every ultimate edition of every expansion. I want the game to live. But technically, yes, they did put out a cease and desist, whatever, letter to stop making this game. And well, the developers of Echoes of Angmar didn't, obviously, because now it's here. Now I think SSG did that mostly because they felt they had to, as a company, to where they had to make a statement of the fact that lotro is their right and their product, and therefore they're the only ones allowed to sell that product. Now that's where I'm not obviously a lawyer or anything. I don't know everything to do with all that, but Right now, the developers of Echoes of Angmar are not asking for any money. As far as I know, they have not taken any money. There is no place in the Discord to give money. Every time anybody asks about giving money to them because they're so happy or just happy that someone's doing this, the mods are like, the developers are not taking any money. So they are not making money off of this. So therefore, they are not, in a sense, stealing a product and redistributing it. Yes, they're stealing copyright product and distributing it out there for other people to enjoy, but they're not selling it for profit. And that's where I just don't think then SSG would bother going after them for like taking them to court or anything. Now, if they were to start selling or making money off of it, then that's where it starts to become an issue. And then that's what kind of dives me into, is this good or bad for lotro? Well, this is what's going to eventually bring me into what I think what Standing Stone Games should do as well. Yes, it could be bad for lotro because it's pulling some people over from lotro over to Echoes of Angmar. What I would hope is most people doing that, I mean, a lot of people who are in Echoes of Angmar don't play lotro anymore even too, but I would hope the people who are coming from lotro, the SSG lotro, over to Echoes of Angmar continue to at least pay their sub or continue to support the lotro game in itself in some way or form, so that way that this game can still survive. I don't want it. I don't want lotro to die. I don't want people coming from lotro over to Echoes of Angmar have a big negative impact on SSG or lotro. I don't think it'll have a huge extent as long as people maybe like myself are continuing their subs, but it possibly could. Now, what that does is it leads me into what I think SSG should probably do, or at least maybe take a look at, is, maybe what they do is they reach out to these developers of Echoes of Angmar and try and work something with them. Like, try and work with them on something, on doing this together. Like, it's obvious that there's people who want this. There's at least upwards of 3,000 people who want this. They want an original, true, vanilla, classic Shadows of Angmar. No, they don't want, I get it, we've done the legendary servers, but the legendary servers are past classic lotro. And that's what people don't want. They want a classic lotro, and they want to stay with classic lotro, and they want to run Rift, they want to do all that. And so reach out to these developers and see if you can negotiate on working on it together. Do it in a way to where then it's going to profit, lotro in itself, so that way lotro is not going to die. And that's what I think would be awesome. And I think it could also benefit SSG. Just the fact that the matter of how many people it seems that are playing this game and who want to play this game, is SSG could benefit from it if they were to work with these developers and in some form make it to where, obviously, the last thing people want is a lotro store in a vanilla Lord of the Rings game. So they can't do that. And that's what I hear from a lot of people say, well, that's why they don't want to make a classic lotro or a true vanilla classic lotro, because then they can't have a cash shop. No, but what they could do is release it or have servers for it, and in order to play it, you either have to have a sub or you have to pay like a one flat out time fee or something. Basically, like you're buying an expansion. It's a one-time fee, or you have a consistent sub and you're allowed to play on that server, and that's what the requirements are. And then they're at least making something from it. And then there's no cash shop to where you're not going to push away fans or push away your fan base for that specific lotro. It's just like with World of Warcraft with retail and classic. You got people on both sides. You got people who are in between who like both, and then there's people who only want classic, and then there's people who only want retail. You have to kind of find a way to be able to please both. It's not always possible, but you have to manage that to the best that you can. And I think that's where I think SSG were to go about it. I think they could benefit from this if they were to just maybe open up the horizon and kind of just take a look and reach out to the developers and just see what they can maybe do together, or even SSG themselves could just do it themselves. They don't need to reach out to these developers. If SSG is not happy with this Echoes of Angmar and it's pulling too many people from lotro, well, you know what, SSG, make your own. Like, do it. Like, there's people who want this. Like, make your own, and then make it to where it has stable servers, and then you're gonna pull people there. Like, make it to where people will want to come over to lotro, like actual Lord of the Rings Online, and want to play it. Like, it's obvious with Echoes of Angmar, people want this. So let's do something. Let's do something about it to where then it can help Lotro itself stay alive and thrive. And that's all I want, and that's what I always will want, is I want Lotro to stay alive. I want it to thrive. I want it to keep going as long as I can, however long it goes. I don't want it to die, and I want all of us in the community to do everything in our power to make that happen. So with that, I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was somewhat informative. So basically we talked about what Echoes of Angmar is. We're going back to a true vanilla Lord of the Rings Online, back to Shadows of Angmar. That is what it's at. The Echoes of Angmar, the beta is out right now. You are able to play it. You are able to download it, install it on the website, Echoes of Angmar. I have the link down there in my description where you can click it, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it'll show you how to download and play. I might even make a video myself of how to download and install. We'll see. But then in a nutshell, that is what Echoes of Angmar is. We talked about a little bit of copyright issues, talked about is this good or bad for Lotro, and then also what we think SSG should do. Now, what I want to know too also is, what do you think SSG, what do you think they should do? Or what are your thoughts? Do you think this is bad or good for Lotro? Or maybe some of you guys just don't like SSG. I don't have anything. I like SSG, at least thus far. I think they're at least trying to make Lotro something, but I know everybody's indifferent. So all I want to know, like, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment, hit that sub button if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. What are your thoughts? What do you think SSG should do? What do you think this is good or bad for Lotro? And also, are you going to play Echoes of Angmar? All right, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have fun if you end up in Echoes of Angmar. If you do, try and find me. I'm Captain Bjorn, and let's play together and have some fun on that. I love you all, and you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Again, thank you so much, everyone. All the support is always appreciated. Please, if you can, it'd be really appreciated. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Also, leave a like, leave a comment, do anything, share this. The more you do it, it helps, and it's going to help me with my journey and really trying to share this game with all of you and grow a community and just create something big. I love you all, and thank you again. Hope you all have a wonderful day.